back here once again. If you are new here, welcome to the channel. Hit that subscribe button if you like this video. Hit that like button. Hit that notification bell. You'll never miss a video. You'll never miss a stream. Today is Tuesday, October 12th, day number 72 inside the Big Brother house. And we are live here like we do on Thursdays. Chat, I see you there. Good morning, everyone. How are you? We are going to go into the update pretty much right away. Looks like what we like to do here on the Thursday live streams. And then we're going to jump into the chat a little bit after that. There's a lot we have to go over. It's eviction night. And also, it's our first jury member of the season. And it's day 72. Think about that for a second. That is crazy. We're also going to talk about, you know, where the vote stands. It's kind of obvious, but more so than that, looking forward to what's going to be happening in the future, because there's a lot of really interesting things going on. I guess we can get rid of our opening music there as well. And also, we're going to check out the draft. We're going to look at an update for that. Then after all that, we're going to talk about Survivor, the amazing race, the Traitors Canada. There was a crazy tribal last night on Survivor, so there's a lot that we have to go over. So let's start with the live feeds and let's kind of get into it from there. First off, Cam has kind of accepted his fate at this point. He kind of knows what the deal is. He's like, listen, I get it. He chatted with America early in the morning. He's like, listen, I'm just gonna chill. Like, I kind of know the gig is up. Just please, whatever you do, don't send Felicia out after me. Which Felicia then heard about later on in the night, which she thought was pretty funny. She's like, he hates me, huh? I think it's just because they both are just so similar. They're so similar people that they just can't get along. We then had Blue, who really kind of said to us in a cam talk, and we not like a Cameron talk, but a camera talk, where she was like, listen, I'm probably gonna throw this HOH, and I'm totally in with you know, Matt and Jag, and I just I trust them, right? Like, personally, I would love to go to the end with them if I could, but she knows that she would lose, so she would rather go with all women in the final five. So basically, she would like to see, after Cameron would leave tonight, she would like to see Matt, Jag, and Cory all be evicted. I would assume Cory first, then Matt and Jag following that, and then be left with all of the women as the final five. But she would she loves Matt and Jag on like a personal level and would love to see them as the final three together, but she knows she probably loses in that scenario. But that said, she still trusts them, and most of the day was just kind of hanging out, kind of telling stories, chatting. Nothing really too major was happening for a while. There was a whole lasagna gate where Cirie wanted to make lasagna, and Felicia was like, I can make lasagna, and it's like, just let me make the lasagna, and it was a whole thing. But other than that, we did have a couple of makeovers that took place. Bowie got some hair extensions for a while. And then Cory looked like a cross between Harry Styles and the lead singer of Green Day. I put a tweet out on Twitter. What did I say? It was like, wake me up when watermelon sugar ends. It was kind of the perfect cross between the two. And after that is when some more interesting little game talks started to happen. So we had America and Blue, who had kind of been working together like on the side, right? Like, not like seriously, but like she's wanted to get Cory out, but America's also been kind of like trying to get her off of that trail a little bit. That's how Cory even really kind of initially found out that Blue was trying to go after him. And America told Blue, she's like, listen, they are coming after you. Like, Matt and Jag are targeting you next week. Like, I hope you realize that. They might not just be telling me this because they know that Cory wants you out, but like, or that you want Cory out or whatever, and like, that's what they think I want to hear. But like, this is what they're saying, right? Like, they're at least throwing your name out there, which She then later goes to talk to Cirie about, which, you know, Cirie's like, what's your gut telling you? She's like, my gut thinks, like, listen, I had a final 3 with them, and I don't think they would turn on me. And Cirie says, listen, I think Matt would go for Cory, but Jag, I don't know. And Cirie's pretty much dead on with that. I'm pretty sure Matt would be very much okay with going and getting Cory out. But Jag is the one who's been pushing for Blue to be the one to go. There was actually a chat with Jag, Matt, and Bowie where they were talking about this up in the HOH room. Actually, this isn't a picture from that conversation, but this is a picture I wanted to show. Here we go. The HOH couch is, what is that material? Velour? Chat, help me out. What kind of material is that on the HOH couch where you can kind of write on it? Jag was using that to kind of mark out here what the pairings are. So you can kind of see what it says there. If you look right here, it says CB. So that's Cirie and Blue. CA is Cory and America. And then you have Jag, Matt, Bowie. And then up here, he was going to write Felicia, kind of saying that Felicia was on her own, even though Felicia, I think, is more over here in general. Not like fully officially, but you could counter over on this side more than you can counter really in the middle necessarily. Velvet, yeah, I guess, right? Kind of like a velvet couch is what it was. But it's an interesting little thing because obviously you can't write in the Big Brother house. You're not allowed to have pens or papers or even like using like makeup. A lot of times they'll yell at you like, stop that, like you're not allowed to write things down. So this is kind of like a cheat code. Microfiber, yeah, maybe like a microfiber suede. Ginny, like a suede. It's like a suede kind of couch. So it was just like a smart like thing of use your environment to your advantage. And he was able to realize like, oh, I can do this with the couch and we can lay out what we need to. So just really cool to see Jag using that. And also this is again kind of that thing I was talking about where Jag kind of learned on the job, right? Like he came into this house and you could see like he had like the social skills, right? Like he had a personality. He got along with people. He was maybe a little bit too goofy, but he just didn't realize like what kind of game it really was, where it's like you just can't trust everybody. And he had so many moves used against him. Now he's spinning all these moves against other people. And it's really been kind of fascinating to watch him grow and learn as he's played Big Brother. But other than that, there was lots of talk about you know, whether or not it's going to be slip and slide. They've been doing that kind of all week on whether or not that'll be the HOH. I don't know what the HOH is. I haven't heard anything. I saw some rumors about it being like the spinning discs, but normally that's considered like an endurance that they tell us about, but they have sprung endurance competitions on us like that that get shown on the feeds. So I don't know what the HOH is going to be. Hopefully not slip and slide. I'd rather it be something that Felicia and Cirie have more of a chance in. But definitely going to be interesting to see how this HOH plays out. But there's lots of strategy talk about it. Like too much strategy talk about like, okay, so if they do the slip and slide and then they go for the safety, like if Blue starts going for safety, what do we do? It's like, then you gotta start going for safety. But then if you start going for safety, she's gonna be like, wait, why are you going for safety? And then she's gonna go for safety harder. So like they were like talking about it all way too much. Another kind of just funny thing that happened, it was pretty much everybody except Bowie all ended up in Cory and America's bed before going to bed. So that was kind of funny too. But one of the other things I wanted to do was go over the alliance chart for the week and kind of talk about like who would nominate who and kind of just like where the house kind of sits. Let's start with Jag and Matt because they're kind of right in the middle. And both of them have kind of talked about possibly throwing it. Both of them have talked about kind of trying for this HOH. I think if Jag were to win, his plans that he was talking about was to put up Cirie and Felicia, using Cirie pretty much as a pawn, Felicia as a full-on pawn. Somebody would win veto and they'd pull Cirie off, and they would put Blue up as the replacement nominee. Matt, I don't know 100% sure. Maybe kind of the same plan, but he'd be more inclined to go for Cory than Cirie. And also, I just don't see him wanting to put Cirie up at all. Matt has a very close relationship with Cirie, and I don't think he wants to break that bond with her. So he might actually go for something more of like straight up just putting Felicia and Blue up before he would put Cirie up, or even Cory or America up before we would put Cirie up right away. But also, I think Matt throws this. I don't think he should win it, but also it's Matt and he might just go for it. So I don't really know. Now Cirie has finally come to the conclusion. We talked about this in previous updates this week. She's kind of been getting there eventually, where she's finally at the point now where she believes Jag is the biggest problem they have in the house right now. He's the one who has to go even before Cory. As much as she wants to get Cory out and she's annoyed by Cory a lot and thinks he's a threat, she realizes and recognizes that Jag is the bigger threat. And if they can get rid of Jag, they have Matt. So what Cirie's plan would be to put Jag and Matt up together. That way Matt can't save Jag, because that's the worst case scenario, is if you put Jag up and then he gets saved. So Cirie would put Jag and Matt up, and then potential replacements would be potentially Bowie, just to make sure that Jag leaves, because she wouldn't want to leave Jag in the house after taking a shot at him, right? Like if you put them up on the block, you want him gone. Like you cannot have him stay if you take that shot. Felicia, kind of the same plan, it seems like, for now. Also, Cory and America seem like they would probably be on that same plan too. I don't know. They might go along with the Felicia Cirie kind of nomination plans too, because that could be kind of a good, easy path for them. But I hope they recognize more that like they have to take this shot at Jag, or they're just hoping that Blue takes the shot at Jag and Matt. But I don't know if she does that either, because Blue's the other one we need to talk about. I'm not 100% sure what she does. I think she would eventually listen to Cirie more than anything else. But does she do Matt and Jag? I don't know, because again, she really does trust them and doesn't think they would be coming after her like America's saying, but they really do want to take her out this week and kind of just extend their little, Cold War that they have with Cory and America, where, they know eventually they have to take shots at each other, but they don't want to be the one to do it because everybody's kind of afraid to take shots at each other. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens with this HOH coming up. Who's actually going to try for it? Who's just going to be throwing it? A lot of them have said they were going to throw it, but then, again, things kind of change. And once you see the competition, you might try harder because you realize you have a really good chance at winning it. Who knows? It's going to be interesting to see how this goes. But now that kind of covers the live feed update, the Lions chart, we're going to go over the draft, and then we can kind of start chatting up with you guys in the chat here. I see a lot of you up in here. I know I haven't been talking to many of you at the moment, but hey, wanted to say hi and how are you? Because I'd like to get that update out of the way. I know a big reason why a lot of you have kind of grown to even love my channel in the first place is the concise nature of the live feeds and how they're just, what you need to know in the time you need to know it. So I don't want that to go away on these morning live streams, but then we can kind of do that and then get into the other stuff, get into the more fun stuff, and can chat away with everybody. So let's see here. How do I pull up the draft? Oh, like this. I go like this, and then I go like this. And oh, I gotta get rid of that. Boom, there we go. We got the draft up here, so you guys can check out the top seeds there. Dud, Emily, don't call me Chrissy. Well, Chrissy, You're in the top seed there with a three-way tie. Brillo and Insulin at second. And then number 3, we got Clinton and Liv and Donette. Number 4, we got Brandy, Annie, Coops and Renzi coming in at number 5. Timothy, Christian, and yours truly in 5th, but also kind of dead man walking here. If we kind of 1, 2, 3, just boom, 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 lost my whole team in 3 weeks. Technically, what, 4 weeks because of the double eviction and like the non-eviction week. Yeah, just not a great few weeks for yours truly in the draft. But if anybody wants to check out the draft, this is actually a good thing that we can check in chat here. Let me see if it works. I think I might have got it working now. No, I didn't. No, it did work. It worked. Look at that. Nightbot is in the chat now and has put the link for bb.house where you can check out the draft, check out all the picks, and like it's also just a really cool way to be able to look back at like what's happened each week inside the house. Like you can see here for week 10 how Cameron was nominated as the renom after Felicia was saved by the power of veto by Jag, and she was originally nominated with Cirie by the HOH Bowie, and you can go week by week and kind of see what happened in the house. Big shout out to Morrow who put this whole thing together. It's a amazing site, so really cool that you guys can check out and keep up with everything that's been going on with the draft. Oh, I have something over the thing. There we go. I couldn't click draft. I had something over that spot on my screen. But yeah, really cool site that you can check out. But yes, we have Nightbot that's actually working in chat, which is fantastic. But yeah, anybody in chat in the top there? Is anybody here doing particularly well? Anybody not doing particularly well? I bet there's a lot of you that weren't even in the draft because we had done it in the beginning of the season. A lot of you probably weren't even here for it or weren't paying attention to the season yet. But we've been doing these drafts for the past few years now. They're kind of fun. The scoring system always kind of changes up and stuff like that, but it's been a good time. But now that that's all kind of out of the way, we can start talking about other things. But also, I want to catch up with some of you guys in the chat. So let's see. The aliens you sent for this command does not exist. What is Nightbot saying in there? Nightbot putting stuff in the chat, but I don't know what it means. I'll sure join the draft for BB26. Yes, we will do a draft for BB26, which, by the way, may be coming sooner than we think. Did you guys hear that the SAG, the Screen Actors Guild, they actually walked away from the negotiating table with the movie companies. So the writer's strike has ended, but the actor's strike is still going, and it doesn't look good right now. So until they come back, there's going to continue to stretch out this delay of shows, which really just makes me think even like it is almost guaranteed we're going to get a winter season of Big Brother now. I think at this point, it's just a matter of whether it's like a shorter returnee season, which I think is the way to go. Do like a legend season with a bunch of returning players, but have it be like a shortened season, like the celebrity style seasons. Because it's a shorter time commitment and you can get them to come back for it, because the big dogs, they don't want to do the full 100. They don't want to be 72 days in and not even be jury yet. Like, they don't want to do that. So maybe it could be that. It could be a celebrity season. It could be a newbie season. But I almost guarantee like we're getting a winter season of Big Brother at this point. It's almost, it has to. Stephanie says, I missed the draft this season, but I started following you last BB season, so have to next time. Definitely have to get in on it. I didn't know about it, but would love to next year. Definitely got to get in on it. Shalonda, how are you? Welcome on in. We got Heart of All Things Kennedy. How are you? I see you got your coffee. How are you as well? And then what do we got there? Lori. How do you say that? Glim? We'll call you girls. I don't understand the draft stuff. So basically how it works here, we'll go over to the update side. And if we click on Cameron, we can see here each thing that kind of happens gets or loses him points. So you can see here when Cameron was nominated, he lost 1 point. But if you survive a week in Big Brother, you gain a point, right? Down here, if you win the power of veto, you get 3 points. If you win head of household, you get 3 points. He won the battle back, so he got 4 points for that. He was evicted. What a crazy journey for Cameron. What a wild ride. He was nominated. So each week you gain and lose points as things go on. In the beginning of the season, we all picked 3 random house guests to kind of that we thought would do well. We're always kind of changing the scoring system up too, trying to figure out what works, what doesn't, and what works best. But it's a lot of fun. It kind of adds a little extra to it here as well. And you can see here too another kind of fun little thing Morrow added. It gets cut off on my screen here actually. If I just zoom in a little bit, there we go. Over here, it's got like the different things, like how many points he gained versus how many points he lost. He got the battle back. He was evicted, and it has that for each of the house guests, that all the different things that they won and lost and gained points for. So really cool site. But yeah, the draft is fun. It's a nice little side game to keep up with. More Big Brother for us. Yes, that is what's going to be. Where are you from? I am originally from Philly. Yeah, born and raised. Roman, what's up? Why don't they lose points when they are evicted? So that's a thing too. Like technically, I guess they don't lose points for being evicted. You just lose points for being nominated. But I guess we could maybe add like more of a punishment for being evicted. Right, there might be a case for that, right? Because we have also talked about trying to change up the way the scoring works for like just getting a point for surviving the week, right? Like everybody just gets 1 point for the week just for being there. I don't know. Do we really like that? We kind of want to work on some things. So we were kind of thinking maybe like if there is a split vote and you vote for the in the majority for the person who got evicted, you get like 2 points. If you voted for the person who stayed, you only get 1 point because you still, you survived, right? You voted. But if it is a unanimous vote, everybody only gets 1 point for voting. So we were kind of like thinking of like ways that we could like add more scoring in for different things, and so we're still working out the kinks. Go Phillies, even though I'm a Yankees fan. Well, yeah, let's go Phillies, Libby. Ring that bell. Howdy from Texas. Well, hello there, Verna. How are you? Karen, did anything interesting happen on the feeds after the banana bread? I went to bed early and missed everything. So not too much, Karen. We were talking about just like a lot of different chats earlier that people were having. The main thing was the America conversation afterwards? I think the America conversation was after the banana bread, where she talked to Blue and told her that Matt and Jag were coming for her. And that kind of started some chats with Blue and Cirie and Felicia that were all kind of interesting. But it's going to be interesting to see what they end up doing this week moving forward. Like, is Blue going to try for HOH, or is she just going to throw it like she said earlier? I don't know. Patricia and Quan, how are you? Good morning, guys. Welcome on in. A couple of other things, because what we can do is we can start talking about, I want to get into Survivor. because it was a crazy tribal last night. I want to get into the amazing race, talk a little bit about that, because there was some interesting little things that happened on the episode. I also want to talk about the Traitors Canada. If anybody hasn't caught up with that, that'll be kind of one of the last things we talk about. But also, just real quick, if you guys want to follow any of the links, there are a bunch of things. Let me see. I know Nightbot was saying this wasn't working, but we'll see if that works. If not, I can do them individually. Yeah, that one didn't seem like it worked. So if I do the Kick one, will that one work? Yeah, there we go. You can follow on Kick. We'll do the Twitch, Twitter. We'll do the Discord. Listen, guys, the Discord's been a lot of fun. We do a lot of just kind of random chats in there throughout the day, talking about the feeds, other reality shows that are going on, sports. You can post pictures of your pets and stuff like that. What are other things to follow on? I don't know, but if you want to support the channel, there's a bunch of different ways you could do it. For example, I could point out Roman. You see Roman there in the chat. He has the little Ory-O badge next to him. He's an official Ory-O. You can join the channel with memberships. You also get, I think, like emotes. Let me see. Yeah, you do. Right now, I think we have 4 emotes that you can use in chat there. Little Ory-O one, frustrated Chris Farley. There's the little Secret Alliance. You can have a little Secret Alliance emote, and then a Loki emote as well. Some other things you can do, though, if you want to check out the Ori Fund. We've got the Ori Fund right here. It's just a nice way to be able to support Ori's everywhere. Ori's all around the world. So the link for that's there. Oh, we got a new subscriber coming on in. Thank you so much for hitting that subscribe button. If you are new here, hit that subscribe button. You like this video, hit that like button, that notification bell. You'll never miss a video. You'll never miss a stream. Where was I? Oh, the Ori Fund is there. Just a great way to support me and Ori's everywhere and support the channel. But also there's Throne. Throne's another kind of cool one too. I always feel like a little weird about it because like I don't expect this from any of you guys. But like the things I've already received from Throne are incredible. This hoodie came from Throne. I love this hoodie now. This hoodie is amazing. We've got the Power of Veto, which came from Throne as well. And these are all things that viewers like yourself have gotten me, which just blows my mind. But there's never any pressure to do any of that. It's still just crazy to me that that is a thing. But yeah, we have the Power of Veto, which you guys can withhold the Power of Veto as well. Because one of the other things is chat can be a lot. Chat can be a bit of a lot. But one of the things we can do is super chats. And if you do a super chat, it like guarantees I see it. I do try and read as much of the chat as I can though, especially when we're chatting. But you can do basically a Power of Veto. If you don't like what we're talking about at that moment, you want to change topics, boom, hit it with a super chat. It's the Power of Veto. We'll change the topic to something else. But yeah, there's tons of different ways to support me, the channel, and just everything that's going on here. And honestly, I really cannot thank you all enough for all the support you show me here. But yeah, let's jump into some other things here. I want to talk about Survivor. Who here watched Survivor last night? Oh boy, there's a good bit to talk about with it, right? There's some stuff. There's some things that went down with Jake passing out in the fire. How about that? That was crazy. Drew and Austin looking for an idol, not being able to find it, and then what are their names? Dee and Mama Julie, who guys, I'm not 100% sure. I think Mama Julie like just showed up to the island. She was not there the previous 2 episodes. I dare you to find like any image of her from the previous 2 episodes. She was not there. She wasn't. She's brand new to the island, I swear. But she almost caught Drew and Austin as they were looking for the idol, which eventually they ended up helping to find and like giving to Austin, which is weird. I don't know. It was wild. But let's see. What are you guys saying? Recorded, not watched yet. Oh, okay, Jenny. I promise. This might be the time where maybe you mute for a little bit while any Survivor stuff is on the screen. Love the Survivor song. Yes, the intro. Yes, I love that they do have the intro back. Also, maybe this is an unpopular opinion, and I love it for now because it does let the episode breathe more. But I have a feeling in a couple of weeks, we're going to hate the 90-minute episodes. Like, I think the 90-minute episodes are great in the beginning of the season. I think it's later in the season when there's not as many people and there's not as much stuff for them to put in the edit. It feels like the 90-minute episodes are going to drag. And I hope not. I hope it continues on this pace. But I like them for now, but we'll see how they go. Greeting from Tampa. What up, Christopher? How are you? Watched the first episode of this year's Survivor last night. It was the first episode I've ever seen, ever. Is that Leaf? Is that how you say that? Leaf Yapel? Welcome on in. Also, we got a new subscriber coming on in. Thank you for hitting that subscribe button. I really do appreciate it. We have a secret alliance now. Don't tell anybody. Don't tell anybody that we have a secret alliance, because we do. Think I'm going to go. Buddy Games hasn't been terrible. But you know what? I haven't really actually checked out Buddy Games too much. I need to dive into it more. What I've seen, it seems kind of jokey, but I'll have to check it out. Caught it live. It was great. Survivor needs a dodo too. Yeah, definitely needs a dodo. I'm at school now. I have to get off chat. Ori and everyone have a great day at school, work, home, traveling, play. Lewis, thank you. I appreciate it. Stan, what up, buddy? How are you? Feeling the same about the 90 minutes, right? Like right now, I love it, but I'm worried about where it's gonna go. I feel bad that it might end up being too long and kind of dragging as things go on. I don't agree the Survivor editors are much better than the BB ones. Absolutely, Nova. Absolutely. They are better. To be fair, they do already know what the end goal is for the edit. So they have a little bit of an easier time building a good story. But you can't tell me there weren't some episodes last season that really dragged and they weren't 90 minutes. And maybe they can do better, right? There has been other seasons that didn't drag, right? Where we had like really good episodes. But it's just a fear. It's a fear that I have with the 90 minutes. It's a fear. I agree about the 90 minutes. Buddy Games is not my tea. Yeah, I don't know. I might have to try it. Just to really try it, but we'll see. Megan, what up? Yes. Good morning. And also go Phils. Go Phils. Survivor editors have the advantage of knowing the winner. Exactly, Matt. It's at least 30 minutes of commercials, right? Maybe they did that. So the streaming episodes would be an hour. Right. Yeah, Aaron, you might be on to something a little bit there, right? Because it ends up being about, what, 30 minutes of commercials at least, right? At least. Maybe like 25. You know, so it does end up being like a streamed episode hour. Makes sense. The host of Survivor has good energy. I dig it. You could tell he wants to be doing this. Yeah, Jeff is super committed to the show. He's been it since the very start. Now he's like an executive producer. He's a lot of control. Maybe too much control. Sometimes some of his ideas aren't great, but yeah, overall he's very committed to the show. Who does the chat like better, Julie or Jeff? Jeff Probst? That's a good question, actually, chat. Who do you like better? Jeff Probst or Julie Chen? Let me know. We need a survivor with BB alum. That would be kind of cool, just seeing like all those different BB players. And it's really interesting now too, because we're really seeing how different of a game Big Brother and Survivor really are. And then even just Big Brother to other games, and just how different all of it is, because we're seeing more Big Brothers players playing things like the Traitors, playing things like outside of Big Brother. And then we're seeing now with Cirie, one of the best Survivor players, coming in and being like, this game is completely different than what we thought it was going to be. Like, this is hard. This is a different thing. And then Norma, what up, Norma? How are you? Good morning. Got here late, but you're here now. That is what matters. I'm glad you are here. Hope your morning is going well. Lois like Lois Lane. Got it. Let's see. I love Julie, but I also love Jeff. Saw the thumbnail. What caused people in the house to target blue? So mainly Dark. That is referring to Matt and Jag specifically. America had told her that they were coming after her, and they also have it kind of set up right now. At least Jag, very much so, wants to do Felicia and Cirie up as kind of pawns with a blue backdoor next week if he were to win HOH. But yeah, we'll see how that goes. We'll definitely see how that goes. Could you imagine Julie Chen playing Survivor? Would be a cluster. Oh my goodness, yeah, it would. Coffee in your lives make my hour drive to work so much better. Jamie, I am glad to hear it. Cheers. Enjoy your coffee. Happy eviction day, Aaron. Yes. Jacqueline, they have a new reality show coming soon with a lot of reality legends. Looking into it. Let's have a discussion about it. Are you talking about House of Villains? Jacqueline, are you talking about House of Villains? If so, I know what that one that you're talking about. And it does look interesting. It does look really interesting. Where was I? Definitely lost a chat there. People saying Julie, Jeff, got the kids ready for school. Bye, Ori and the Oreos. Girls, have a good one. Thanks for hanging out. Jeff, a lot of people love Jeff. Oh yeah. Jeff's getting the love. Everybody's loving Jeff. They both changed in recent years. For me, at least Jeff feels like he's still has a personality where Julie does not. Did Julie ever though? She always was the Chen bot. No way to compare them. They are both standing on their own right. Ginny, I agree. They both have really good points to them. No hard worry, it's the teacher and me. I'm just terrible as well. I'm awful. Especially with names. Like, names are just like the biggest struggle for me. Whether it's written or verbal, like it takes me forever to get a name. Like, it just, I don't know what it is. It's like it's name dyslexia or whatever. It is the weirdest thing. I just can't do it. That's why I originally started doing like the name charts that we put up for Big Brother, is just to easily remember names better. TJ for the challenge is my favorite host. Sunny, that's a good call. That's a good call right there. TJ from the challenge is fantastic. TJ doing a trivia challenge. Best host. Best reality host. Bar none. Thanks. I was working. Norma, hope you had a great time at work. Or if you're still at work, hope you have a great time for the rest of the day as well. It would be cool if it had extended uncut BB episodes on Paramount Plus like Drag Race does. That would be kind of cool, Roman. If they had like the longer cuts, because they have like let's say a 2-hour cut of the episode where they were cutting things down. That would be interesting to see. Like those longer episodes. That would be kind of cool. BB players can't deal with slop. How they survive on nothing. That's true, Carol. That's true. America. Yes, dude. It comes out sometimes. The dialect does come out. Listen, You don't want to hear me say water. Water is great. It's very refreshing, that H2O. Water. Let's see. My students give you a loud good morning and wish I could FaceTime the chat with us for this moment. Well, good morning, class. Hopefully you all have a wonderful day. Last night's tribal was iconic, Quan. It was crazy. It was crazy. Do we get into tribal? Do we get into how crazy tribal was? So first off, before we even get into tribal, I did want to talk about this. When the Lulu losers were not the losers for the first time this season. They won something. They won the reward challenge. And not only did they get a bunch of fruit, but Caleb got to go and raid another camp. And oh, he was so smooth. But here's the problem. Caleb's like too good, right? Because like he made good connections, but also tons of people were like, this guy's good, right? Like this guy's way too good. And like when he was like, yeah, like, so can I just like talk to everybody individually? Because he had that like extra goodwill advantage to give to somebody. Oh, that was smooth, but also like it's dangerous, right? And like I'm worried about him. He feels like he's a dead man walking, right? Like he can't win. Like they all have to see he can't make it to the end, right? But maybe he does. I don't know. Maybe he's just that good. I don't know. It's wild. But yes, tribal though was insane because the Lulu losers, they weren't losers for a little bit there, but then they became losers once again and headed to tribal. But a lot of interesting little dynamics with this. Jonathan is the Australian host. Yes, Sonny, the Australian host, Jonathan, he is fantastic as well. 100%. He's great. So the Lulu losers, they ended up losing again. We got a new subscriber coming on in. Thank you so much for hitting that subscribe button. I appreciate it. Shh. We have a secret alliance now. Do not tell anybody. But if you guys are new here, hit that subscribe button. If you are liking this stream, hit that like button. Hit that notification bell. You'll never miss a video. You'll never miss a stream. And I appreciate all of you guys for hanging out and joining me these Thursday mornings. It's been a lot of fun doing these live streams. So there was interesting dynamics with this at play, right? Because in the last tribal, Sabi, is that how you say her name? I'm still struggling on it. She didn't have her vote last tribal, which Emily recognized, and she was like, oh, that's weird that she didn't have a vote, right? But she played it off like she's like, I voted. I don't know what happened, right? Maybe you just didn't read the vote. So there was like questions on like what was actually happening with that. Then they decide, well, you know what? We've got to get Caleb out. Like now's the time to get him out. But Caleb had done a really good job of connecting with Emily, so she didn't want to get Caleb out. The crazy part though is if you're Emily, can you really risk that, right? Because what you're really hoping for there, at the best case, if you are going with Caleb, is a 2-2 split. Because if you don't know that she doesn't have her vote, then you're going to end up having a 2-2 split. You're going to rocks. Are you going to put your whole game into rocks this early on? I don't know, right? So the better move probably would just be to vote out Caleb. But the thing that Sabi did that was a big mistake was telling Emily about the idol. Because as soon as she did that, that started making her go, oh, wait a minute. She hasn't been honest with me this whole time. And that also made her realize, oh, wait a minute. She doesn't have a vote. But then they get the tribal and she puts the whole candle in the flames because it's got to melt. So once it melts, it was like, does she get her vote by the time it melts? Like, we didn't know how that was going to work. So it melts. She gets her vote back and still doesn't get to stay. Oh, what a wild tribal that was. It was like, oh man, I think Caleb is done for. I think Caleb's gonna have to leave. To all of a sudden just being turned all around. Oh man. She fumbled hard, Stin. Really hard. She played like BB with the lies. You're right, Norma. Julie and Jeff switch with each other for one game. I can hear Jeff's excited voice talking about BB after breaks. Julie calling the games too. That actually would be kind of fun, Norma. I'd be down for that. I would love to see Lulu and the Eagles swap records. Whoa, Stan. I just saw that. Whoa. Don't make me get that ban in here. Let's see. I'm from Atlanta, Ori, and your Phillies have destroyed me this week. Can we have a flip song for the Braves series? We need it. Whoa. I don't know if I can co-sign on a flip for the Braves series. I don't know if I can co-sign on that. Listen, you guys had a good one the other night, and then Harper came back and he was like, listen, I heard what you said. Let me show you what's really happening here. So I don't know if I could support a flip, but best of luck. Best of luck to the Braves. May the best team win, but no flips. No flips in this series. I couldn't believe Jeff let her melt the candle in the fire at Tribal, right, Cindy? Just crazy. See you next week. Time to grade. Maybe I can show your updates during my class and make up a writing assignment. College professors get away with all kinds of things. Roman, have a great day, and thank you for joining as long as you have. I appreciate it. Philadelphia, my friend. No flips, Leaf. No flips. I remember there was one season where Jeff didn't let the contestants take their torches back to camp when they didn't have fire. Yes. I remember that, Stin, right? They were like super strict on things. But I guess for entertainment, they always kind of like, they're like, you know what? Let's let it go. Let's let it go. Let's see what happens. Let's see where it goes. Go Phils. Yes, Megan. Yes, the candle was funny. I like she brought tools. Yeah, the stick to help. Nice comments about it from Jeff. That was funny. She was like roasting. She was roasting it over there. Make sure it's not burning. Could you imagine if it like wasn't actually like an idol in there and it was like a piece of paper and they planned this where it was like they knew somebody was just gonna throw it in the fire. So they planned on it burning and like breaking. Could you imagine the whole event just go? Phew. At least she would have her vote, but still. Which then, if she would have had her vote, she could have stayed. It would have been better for her had the advantage gone up in flames. Because she would have gotten her vote back and she would have been in the game. Oh, crazy. What a crazy turn of events. I really do. I'll say this. I normally don't like limiting twists, right? Like, my general rule of thumb is with like reality show twists is things that give players more options are better, right? Like, I generally don't like things that limit players from doing things. But when you give players options and like choices, right? Like, she could have just used the idol tonight. She could have just used it and been like, yeah, it's a one-use idol. It is what it is. But she had the choice to risk her vote to get that idol good until merge. Which I kind of like that. I like that, like, I don't know, addition to the game. I think that is kind of cool, and it has created a lot of very interesting early tribal councils in this kind of new era of Survivor, where votes are negated, only some people have a vote, and like with these small numbers in the beginning, it does make it very interesting. We get a lot of more unique voting situations than we normally get in years where they don't have like the beware advantages and all this other stuff that kind of makes getting your vote taken away possible. So I do kind of like that. I don't know. It's an interesting thing. I like this, but normally I don't like things that take away options. I usually like more options given to players. Tyra says, okay, now I can chime in that I'm parked for a minute. I need Julie. For Julie hands down, and TJ. Yes, TJ's great too. Nobody is petty like him. TJ 100%. Like if you quit on TJ, he will never forgive you. He will let you have it. Talks bad stuff to the players. Absolutely he does. TJ's great. TJ's great. And like I said, him during a trivia challenge on the challenge, whenever they're doing the trivia and they're like hanging up there, they're going to be dropping down. He's fantastic. Oh, he's so good. So good. I bet she's kicking herself. Absolutely, Aaron. It made no sense for Emily to stick with her anyway. So, Rocket, here's where it maybe kind of does, right? If she knows, right, 100% that they both have their votes, and it ends up being 2-2, yeah, you know what? You might save Caleb, but you might risk your game as well. So it might have been better off for her just to let Caleb go and go along with the vote. But as soon as she realized, oh, there is actually a chance that she doesn't have her vote, she could do something with this and change things up. And then it made no sense for her to stick with it. It was like, just, yeah, stick with Caleb, right? Like, he's your guy right now. You two can really do a lot here. But yeah, it was an interesting little dynamic there. And then it was like, will they even have a vote? Will an idol get played? Because that was the other thing. If an idol got played, then Caleb would have been really in trouble. So yeah, there was a lot going into that trial that I thought was pretty interesting. I don't know if I were going to be on Survivor. I would make sure I could make fire without a flint. Cindy, right? You would think they would. But there's so many of them that go on that island without knowing that simple thing of like, hey, have a way to make fire without flint. Just figure it out, right? There's many ways that you can figure out how to do it. Figure out which way works best for you. Try some. At the very least, go in your backyard and have a hose ready. Try and make some fire. This move made me like Emily more. That was cutthroat. Yeah, I do like Emily. I like Emily and I like Caleb a lot. And the way they've been edited so far, I feel like both of them are going to make long runs in the game. And we have a tribe swap coming up with I'm so thankful for it. They need to do the tribe swaps before merge. It makes so many more like connections and little changes to what the eventual outcomes can be, instead of it just being like straight tribal lines voting. I like when it's voting blocks, which is something we've had in Big Brother this season, which I've been a big fan about too. Norma had to swim as well, right? Learn how to swim, learn how to make fire, and you should be good. At those two things at the very least. If you can learn how to catch a couple of fish, that's extra as well. Maybe some shelter, you know. But other than that, like, those, at least if you're Brandon, learn how to climb a ladder, right? Like, learn how to climb a ladder. Which actually, hold on, I have this is something I wanted to bring up to you guys. This might be the greatest tweet in all of history. The fall of Lulu nicotine, a ladder, and a candle. This is maybe the best way to articulate the downfall of the Lulub tribe. Right here. This is one of the best ways. She needed more nicotine. He couldn't climb a ladder. She couldn't light a candle. Gotta love it. Lulu without context, right? Let Emily skate by, just got yoked, right? Like, she just let her skate by and was like, yeah, we can get rid of, you know, Brandon, and then nope. Should have got rid of Emily. Should have got rid of her. The other idol play was good for the foursome that teamed. True. Because so it's D, Austin, Drew, and Mama Julia, who again just showed up to the island. She wasn't there the previous 2 episodes. I will swear on it. If I go back and I watch those first 2 episodes of Survivor and I see Mama Julia, it's a post edit. They put her in there as like a redo, right? Like that was retconned. That wasn't in the airing of the episode. This lady came out of nowhere. Morrow, good morning. How are you? Just caught up on the updates. Yeah, been a lot of stuff going on. Interesting to see how things are going to be playing out this week. I'm surprised that Dee and Julia shared the clue to the idol. I thought for sure they were going to go take it. Sonny, that's what I thought as well too, especially after they had already caught them looking for the idol and they kind of like lied about it and they got bad vibes. I thought for sure they were going to cut them out of it, but then they went and told them and I was like, what are you doing? What do you take this for you? Purple Kelly, yeah. Mama Julia, Purple Kelly, Red Mama, Red Julia. She was not there. I swear she was not there those first 2 episodes. It was not a thing. But yeah, I think that really kind of covers everything that happened on Survivor. Let's talk about The Amazing Race. There were a couple of things that happened on The Amazing Race that I want to talk about. First off, because we've seen here they are actually in an airport. The Team John, as I like to call them, the Philly team. They're back in the airports this year. They're no longer doing the charter flights, which led to kind of an old school moment where there was a flight delay, and the flight that initially was a very good flight to be on ended up being a very bad flight to be on. And people kind of, you know, jumping and flipping the whole order of the teams. And I really love seeing that back on The Amazing Race. Just that wild nature of like, hey, sometimes the flight doesn't go your way and tough. So that was really cool to see that. And then we also had the sisters, Morgan and Lena, I think. They ended up using their express pass because they wanted to at least like kind of maintain where they were. They ended up finishing lower than where they started this leg. And then nobody got eliminated because they kind of just kept on going. It was kind of one of those ones where it's just kind of like on to the next episode. But yeah, overall, I thought it was a decent episode, but it's like, this is one that they clearly could have done like a double episode. But like the way the scheduling is, it's like they just have to do it next week, and it ends up feeling kind of anticlimactic because it's that cliffhanger on there. I remember that on one season of The Amazing Race, Team Guido, not things going well for them. Oh yeah, it was just like there's a lot of like old school Amazing Race seasons where it was just like some teams just had bad luck and everything just went wrong for them. It was like they would do well in the roadblocks, but it's like, oh, yep, just flight got delayed, or oh, the cab got lost, or oh, we got a flat tire. But that's also like kind of some of the fun parts of the race, are these random things that pop up that you didn't account for, and you have to kind of fix along the way. But yeah, overall, I thought it was a decent episode. Not the greatest. Nobody's really kind of moved on who I like, who I don't like list just yet. They're all kind of staying the same. But yeah, I do like this season. I think it's been pretty good so far. What do you guys think? Let me know. But other than the Amazing Race, the other thing I wanted to talk about was the Traitors Canada. Who here has watched the Traitors Canada? There's been 2 episodes that have come out so far, and it's amazing. It's been amazing so far. It is very much like the other seasons of the Traitors, and there's still like flaws to the game that they need to fix. They really need to change things up for it to be like kind of long lasting. But overall, it's been really good. Good, but not so yeah, it's not on Peacock, which is kind of an issue. I was falling asleep. Kuzi was an amazing pick. Yes, Stin. Yes, she was. Love the Death Father and Son team. They are really fun. PT. Like the Amazing Race because I get to see places and cultures that I would never see otherwise. Survivor has gorgeous sceneries also. Lynn, that's true, right? That's always one of the great parts about the Amazing Race too, is just like seeing all these like cool, interesting things, not just with the cultures, but just like really like niche things, like what was it they were doing during this episode, the rice cooking. Like when are you ever going to see anything like that, right? Like unless you like specifically are looking up on like YouTube or something like about cooking rice paper wraps, like you're not gonna see that. And that was really cool. I love it. I can't believe Kuzi got picked to be a traitor. Survivor is Fiji, and Fiji, and another place called Fiji. They used to have more places. Yeah, Survivor now is just kind of Fiji. But they did used to have more places. Micronesia, Croatia. They did Australia. Did I say Croatia? I feel like that's wrong. I feel like that was one I just threw out there, and I feel like that's wrong. But there's been lots of different places. Where can I watch the Traitors Canada since it isn't on Peacock? Tyra, I know. That is such a, like, I don't know why they have pretty much all of the Traitors. I don't know if they have the New Zealand Traitors on Peacock. Or Australia. I think they have the Australian one on there. But it's like, why can't they just put them all on Peacock? Like Carol said, a VPN is probably the easiest way because you can actually just go right on CTV and watch. There might be other ways. Can't really talk about them here. And if you're working for Derek, you got to tell me if you're working for Derek. It's a rule. Then you got to leave. But there are other ways. So far, everyone on the race are still enjoying themselves 100%. I wish the traitor picking process was transparent to the viewers. Yeah, I think it's more of just like who they think would be fun, right? Like who they thought would be interesting. Also, though, Morrow on that is they have a say, like the cast members. If you say you don't want to be a traitor, you won't be a traitor. They won't just make you a traitor. But if you say you want to be a traitor, they will consider you for a traitor. It doesn't guarantee you're going to be one, but you have a choice. You have a choice. But yeah, I agree. It would be kind of more interesting to see that process of how they pick. But Houston moved to Canada. Yeah, that's how you can watch it. YouTube has the episode a day later. Oh, Carol, there you go. Most of them are on 10 play. Don't know if it worked on Australia though. That's true. That's true. Watch the Traitors season that had Cirie on it. Very good. It was very good. Must check out Traitors. Haven't seen it. Traitors is a lot of fun. I'd recommend starting actually with that US season, the one with Cirie on it. And then moving on to the other international ones. And then also there's a Traitors season 2 for the US, which is coming. And the cast is amazing. Johnny Bananas, Parvati, CT, Dan Giesling, Janelle, like it's stacked. The cast for Traitors season 2 is out of this world. And that's like filming now, or like probably is wrapping up filming now at this point, because I think they started filming like a while ago. And it's only like a 2-week film. I think one season, it would be a cool idea to not reveal who the traitors are at the start of the season. Oh, like the mole does Rocket. I think that would be cool too, because then we get to play along. And I think that would add a little bit something to it as well, where it's like, we don't even know, right? Like we really don't know who the traitors are. And then the one thing I wish the mole did better is I wish they had an episode at the end of the season where the mole talks about things they did throughout the season, right? Like they go like, oh, in episode 1 during this challenge, like I didn't sabotage it all because I didn't want to cause suspicion that early and have just confusion everywhere. And then in the second challenge, I made sure to do this. It was a simple thing, but it cost us time and made us like lose in the end. And I want to see like a director's cut, right? Like a director's commentary, but a mole commentary on the episodes. I think that would be kind of fun. And you could do something similar with Traitors, where it was like at the end, like they kind of talk about like, oh, so the first week we killed this person because we knew if we took them out, they would be going against this person really strong at the next meeting. So it was like a thing. Croatia is where the challenge is happening. Okay, that makes a lot of sense then. That makes a lot of sense then of why it was in my head. I was like, why is Croatia in my head? That makes a lot of sense. Scooby-Doo bad guy reveal monologue. Exactly. They did that on season 1 of the mole. Yes, Stephanie. That's what I'm talking about. Like, I wish the new season that they did of the mole did that as well. Which I think there's also a season 2 of that coming out very soon too. Which I'm interested in. But Traitors Canada, I was a little bit surprised at who they ended up picking for the traitors. Like Kuzi, I wasn't that surprised with. Like I was pretty sure they were going to pick either her or Kevin Martin, who you see down there. But they weren't going to pick both of the Big Brother Canada people. But Kuzi's a good pick. The newbie Melissa, I don't even see her. Oh, here she is. She's right over here. She got picked to be one of the mole as well. But the one that really shocked me was the magician. I was like, there's no way they're picking that guy to be a traitor. And then he ends up being a traitor. I was like, what are you talking about? That guy? So I think it's an interesting group. They did do pretty much the same kind of challenge they did on the original Traitors. It was just the lack of the water. They did this in like a quarry, so they didn't have to get on like boats or anything, but it was basically like chained up and light a big thing on fire at the end. But they need to rework the challenges. The challenges have to mean something. The challengers have to matter. Because otherwise they're just a waste of time. Like, yeah, it's how they build up like the main bank, but why does that really even matter, right? Like, okay, like there's not as much money at the end, I guess, right? But it's not like they're voting to kick out the people who aren't good at the challenges, right? Like the challenges aren't hard enough where they don't win most of them, right? So they really need to figure out something to do with the challenges. Australian season had 3 traitors at the end, and they all had to decide to share or keep. If one said keep, no one got the money. No one got the money. Oh my goodness. If you want to break a laptop, watch the Australian Traitor season 2. I didn't get the notification. Please start the whole stream over again. Thanks. Jen, got it. Okay. What's up, internet? My name is Ory. How are you, Jen? How's it going? We've been here for a little bit. It's been a hot minute. The mole's Alex. Oh yeah, the mole was great. Ori, I made it. What up, Simply Nikki? How are you? Welcome in. Hope you are having a great morning. We're just chatting a little bit of the Traitors Canada right now. We talked about Survivor, The Amazing Race, Big Brother. The other thing I wanted to talk about with the Traitors Canada, though, is the morning murder reveal. It's broken. Like, it's completely broken. What do I mean by that? The first episode, well, I guess it was technically the second episode, so the first murder, it came down to Kevin and Erica as the two who were not in the room yet. Now, not only does that like be like, oh, like those are two big names, right? Like which one of them is going to be murdered? That's interesting. But you 100% then know whoever is coming through that door is not a traitor. They are guaranteed to be a faithful. Whoever walks through that door, especially the first night, because there are other times in the Traitors where like it can switch up, but that first night, whoever walks in that door is clear. Like they are a faithful 100%. So Kevin ended up being the one who wasn't murdered. If he's ever thought to be a traitor, these people are idiots. They're idiots. There's no reason they should ever think he's a traitor. It just doesn't make any sense. I think another cool idea would give the ability to pass the veto thing to, the shield. Yes, Rockstar. That would be kind of cool. So like, even if you win it, you could have it and then you could play like, you know, the cup game with it, right? Like you could hide it. Who's got it? I don't know. And then they wouldn't know where it was. That would be an interesting little tactic too. Denise, what up? How are you? Good morning. Notice the same, right, Stan? It's a broken thing, but also kind of an interesting thing too, because like if you have like one person who is cleared every season, that's kind of a cool thing too, right? It's where like, you know, they're a faithful and the traitors mark the one person that you know is a faithful. That would be an interesting little dynamic, don't you think? If they keep that and acknowledge it, I think that's kind of cool. Because it's almost like the traitors like marking like their equal in a way, like the person who is most likely to like have been kind of murdered first. And like you don't let the traitors necessarily pick that 100% because they still have to do their like 3-person that they would murder. They could gamify it a little bit and like pick 2 people that they don't want, that you don't care if they know that they're faithful or not. But I think that would be kind of an interesting little like strategic end to it as well. Because then that person who's faithful gets to sit back and relax and can analyze the game more. And they don't have to worry about being sussed because they can just look and watch. They could still be murdered at any time, but they won't be banished. Maybe you don't let them get murdered at any time. Because if they can still be murdered at any time, it kind of loses its fun. So maybe that first person, the last person to walk in, gets marked as a faithful and they're immune the whole season. I kind of like this idea. I don't know. I'm in for it. This is just Ori spitballing ideas here. I think it could be interesting. Survivor was really good last night. It was really good. We were talking about the crazy tribal. Unbelievable. With the candle and everything. Insane. Trader seems like they want to hold on to more scripted perception. That's true too, right? Where they want it to kind of feel like it is like a murder mystery or something, I guess. I don't know. I still want to see the season of Big Brother that had all podcasters in the house. What a season that would be. That would be something. I would don't have to worry about me though. I wouldn't be a threat. Anybody who might be watching, I would not be a threat. You don't have to worry about me. Got a final 2. We're good. Do you think Cameron has already been asked to be on All-Star season? He seems to be so confident about it. No, he's not been asked to be on an All-Star season. I would like to see him come back on it, though. Right? They're always so confident, all right? Like, there are Big Brother people who are so confident they will be asked to come back, but will never get called back. Like, it just won't happen. But Cameron, I would like to see come back, and not just would I like to see him come back, I'd like to see Cameron do like the challenge. I'd like to see Cameron, you know, potentially do another season of Big Brother, like if they did like a returnees or a second chance. I think he could be interesting. But yeah, he's not like they wouldn't have asked him in the house already or anything like that. I think with the missions, they should reward clues to who the traitors are, giving a reason for the traitors to throw. Rocket, I like that too, right? Give them a reason to throw the competitions. One of the things I came up with, I don't know if I said it actually on the stream last time, was have like a side pot, right? So you've got the main pot. That's what winning the challenge will fill the main pot. But the side pot, that's if the traitors want to throw a challenge. They don't have to. But if they want to throw a challenge, any money that they throw and gets lost goes into that side pot. And what that side pot will do is, if you get to the end, even if you are found out, if you make it to the final, if you're at the final circle, and you're a traitor, you win that side pot. If you make it to the end and they don't figure it out, you get everything. So it kind of makes it a little bit of an incentive to be like, hey, if I throw, I can fill that side pot in. And it's kind of like hedging my bets a little bit, where it's like, even if I don't make it to the end because I threw a couple of challenges, I have this extra little nest egg that all I got to do is get to the end. So it's like a risk reward type thing where it's like you're banking money, but also you could be found out. And even I could even be talked into the traitors get that side pot no matter what. It's just split with anyone who ends up being a traitor throughout the season. You get money that was in that side pot, and you get that. And I think that would be kind of cool. I think that would be kind of interesting. Maybe a little twist, but I don't know. There has to be something for the challenges to make the traitors want to throw it. Just something to change it up. Where was I? Ori solid. A funny idea for a season would be there's no traitor selected. Rocket, I love that even more. Did I miss the live feed update? Jessica, we did do it at the beginning of the stream. If you wanted to right now, you could actually pop back to the beginning of the stream and check out the update. It's there. The update's going to be there after the stream is over as well. And I'm also going to add chapters. I try and do that after the stream as well, of like, from this time we talked about the update. From this time we did the Alliance. From this time we did Survivor, The Amazing Race, Traitors Canada, and just try and label the streams. Once it gets past the update, it gets a little bit more murky. We talk about Big Brother kind of throughout, Survivor throughout, but in general, like the main topics we talk about kind of change up. But yeah, definitely no worries if you show up late. Hopefully you guys are enjoying that. Like, let me know in the chat, what do you guys think about how I've been doing the Thursday updates with the live? I've been having a lot of fun doing these live streams. But how do you feel about how they're set up? Like, because I know sometimes people can't make it live. Some people are watching it later in the day. Like, do you still enjoy the longer update that you can kind of watch in chunks? Like, I know some people are probably watching some, not watching all. But hopefully it's fun. First time here, but it's fun chatting. Rocket, welcome on in. I appreciate it. Thanks for hanging out. Love it. This is fun. Yeah, I think this is fun, right? Because I get to actually interact with you guys a lot more, because it gets hard with all of the comments. It gets hard to keep up with them on the channel. Ori, did you do BB update already? I did. We were just talking about that. It is in this video if you go to the beginning of it, which you should be able to do now and kind of rewind and go back to it. But also it'll be there after the stream is finished as well. I don't understand why they couldn't be a traitor. Oh, so Judy, you mean like when they first reveal the murder? It's a little meta, right? But there's no like game reason why they couldn't be a traitor, right? Like as far as like who it is that last person coming in, doesn't really matter. But from more of like a TV production end of it, think about it as like if you were directing the show, would you want the last person coming into the breakfast meeting being a traitor? Because then you ruin the suspense of who the first person murdered is for the audience. Hey, look at that. We got a little Hisam dance coming in from a super chat. PT saying, Ori, your laugh is infectious, man. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. I try and laugh and share the joy of laughter as much as I can. But Judy, I hope that makes a little bit of sense, right? Where if you don't have both of those people, like the last two, be faithful, the TV audience is then spoiled. Like they will then know who the person who got murdered is. So whoever that last person walking in, if you're a player, you have to at least think that first person, unless there was some crazy twist they did for the first episode, it would seem very, very likely that that first person who walks in, the last person who walks in the door, they are going to be a faithful. So it's going to be interesting. Let's see. I was listening to your updates on my way to work. Linda, I love it. Thank you for joining. I hope you had a great way to work, and I hope you have a great day at work. However, it's a bit of a problem of it being 11:50 p.m. right now. That is potentially a problem. We are probably going to be wrapping it up here in just a bit on the stream as well. In the Resistance Avalon, there's a role called Merlin. Merlin knows who the traitors are, but if the traitors are if the traitors can name Merlin, they win. I like more hidden roles than just bad, not bad. Mara, that's an interesting little concept, right? Like there's they probably wouldn't call it Merlin, right? But it would be like the wizard or whatever, or like I don't know, the detective, right? You could be like, there's one person who's a detective in here amongst the faithful, but you don't know who the detective is. No worries, Jessica. Ori's got you covered. I miss what Jessica said, but Jessica, yeah, hopefully I got you covered. I like it a lot. How did we watch the episodes with you? So I usually don't watch the episodes here on the channel. I used to do watch parties here on the channel for like the live evictions. I still might do one for finale night. I think finale night I'll probably still do a watch party on here. I don't know, maybe I bring them back. We'll see. We'll see. For the Traitors episodes, I do have a buddy who does stream over on Kick that you can check out as well. I love Matt, but if Cirie gets rid of him on the end of Big Brother, like she did the guy on the Traitors, she will definitely become the GOAT. That's kind of what she needs to do. It's kind of what she needs to do is use Matt to get to the end on Traitors, like she did. Have you watched international seasons of Survivor or just US seasons? I've watched Australian Survivor, a bunch of the seasons. All hail King George. I haven't seen South African Survivor. I hear that one's really good. The UK is about to start their version of Survivor, which, by the way, UK Big Brother is back. Listen, the feeds and stuff, that's not my jam. I can't watch the UK live feeds. But like I will, when like I'm editing a video, put on the episode of BBUK, which is like the highlights of like what happened that day. And I'll check those out. And I've been keeping up with it. Anybody watching BBUK, let me know in the chat. I like Jordan, and I like who's the other one that I like? I forget, but I like Jordan. Jordan's probably the one I like the most. Inspector Clouseau. South Africa is good if you're a huge fan of the storytelling of Survivor. I'll have to check it out because I hear South Africa is good. I haven't seen it though. But I've seen Australia, and Australia is almost superior. Like Australia might be better than the US Survivor. But yeah, definitely really, really good. But yeah, that kind of covers a lot of what I wanted to talk about today. Was there anything else? Let's see if I had anything in my notes. No, nothing crazy going on. Back my people. Are you from South Africa? But yeah, that's definitely a season I have to check out, or some South African seasons. It makes my day just to hear Ory say, Cory, have a good one, Ory. Thanks for the updates. Erica, I appreciate it. I'm glad you enjoy them. Yeah, BBUK's been fun. It's been fun. No, the Aussie seasons, the Aussies. Your parents are. Yeah, who? That's a good question to end on, Morrow. Who do you guys want to win HOH? In the chat right now, I want you to do two things. First, hit that like button. If you have not hit that like button, hit that like button already. If you are new here, hit that subscribe button. Hit that notification bell. You'll never miss a video. You'll never miss a stream. We've been doing these Thursday morning streams. They've been a lot of fun. Check out the links to all of my socials. They're in the description. It'll be in a pinned comment on the video afterwards. But I'll put some of them in chat here because I think these work. And you can check out what you want. You can ignore what you want. Check out the Discord too. The Discord is been a lot of fun. Chatting with everybody over there. We're becoming more of a community over on Discord. It brings us all together a lot more, and it's really been a lot of fun over there. Also, if you want to support me in any way, there's lots of different ways you can do it. For example, you can become a member on the channel, become an official Ory-O, get emotes and stuff like that. You could also do the Ory Fund, which is just a great way to support Orys everywhere around the world. You can even do things like Throne, which is another cool option. Where you can actually like buy me stuff like this hoodie. Somebody bought me this hoodie, and it's one of the most amazing things I have. This hoodie is so comfortable. But yeah, there's lots of different ways you can support the channel. No pressure to do any of that. But thank you a lot for all the support you guys do give me. But yeah, what are you guys saying? Who are you rooting for HOH? Cirie, Felicia, Stan, Jared. So Blue, you want Blue to win because Blue basically is playing Jared's game now at this point. Cameron, sadly, I do not think Cameron's gonna make it past tonight. Curious to see what Mama Fee would do. Cirie or America. Well, not never, but unlikely. Oh, for Cameron, yeah, it's not never, but never will happen. But for HOH, never will happen. But Cirie for HOH. I want Mama Felicia to take it all the way. I know it's close to impossible, but she's hilarious and I love her gumption. I agree with that, Erica. She's one of the toughest cast members they've ever had. At the very least in a long time. She's awesome. Cirie, but we know her track record with challenges. Love the Discord community. Yes, Dark Swan. It's been a lot of fun over there. Warning, Morrow talks too much in Discord. Ory, quick question. There hasn't been a lot of punishments this season. Do you like or dislike that? I mean, we had like the week of the humiliation thing, but yeah, there hasn't been a lot, and it's been such a long season. Sometimes I feel like the punishments are just like filler that we don't really need, but other times the punishments can add like interesting like things and like riffs that aren't normally there. It's kind of why I wish they would bring back the food competitions than just having have-nots, because I think when you just name the have-nots, it doesn't cause that friction that you get from being like, oh, my team lost and I had this person on my team and I don't want to have this person on my team anymore. It kind of adds that little bit of survivor element to it, and like you get like kind of this disdain for the people that are causing you to be on slop and not get the food that you want. So it makes it a little bit more interesting that way. But yeah, I don't know. But yeah, you're right. There hasn't been that much really going on this season. Mama Felicia for HOH, it might be Matt or Jag. Those are probably the front runners, but also they potentially could be throwing. We'll see. Ory rules. Well, thank you, Jenny. The couch is definitely velvet. Yes, velvet was I was like, what texture is that couch? Let's see. Love the show. Get rid of slop, please. And that's kind of my thing, Michelle, right? Is like, I just don't think it really adds much where it's just like, oh, who wants to volunteer to be on slop? You know? What is it doing? But when you have it be like a competition, like that adds a little something. But I'm with you, right? Like, just get rid of it. May just be the survivor in me for BB to add some sort of immunity idol to be. I'm with you too. I think a hidden veto in the house would be a lot of fun. I think that would add something in there. There's a lot of season left to go too. There's a lot. Microfiber for sure for the couch. Whatever it is, it was smart for them to kind of figure that out and be like, wait a minute, we can actually write with this. I thought that was really good. But yeah, I think it would be interesting to hide like hidden vetoes in there. I think for me, who I would want to win HOH, obviously Cirie is the one who would make the move. I think Blue would be the most fascinating one, because does she listen to her gut or does she listen to her mother-in-law? Because I think Cirie would have a big say on what she does. Who else would be interesting? Felicia obviously would be fun to see. America and Cory, but I don't know if they actually take the shot at Matt and Jag. They might just take it at Blue. But then that also is kind of interesting where it's like everybody that would be left in there, except for maybe Bowie, I'd be like, yo, I'm down. If they win, cool. Like, I honestly, like, everybody now at this point, like, it's a fun ride. And I can't wait to see how this all turns out. It's been a fun season, and there's a lot still to go. Like Morrow said, there's so much season left to go. How do I watch Traitors Canada? Do I need a VPN? Marie, that is probably the easiest way. Have a VPN, and then it's up on their website afterwards. There's also maybe a place on Kick you can check out and watch it. There's some other ways too. Are you working for Derek? If you're working for Derek, I don't got nothing for you. But if you're not working for Derek, maybe we could talk more. Who do you want to win? I think right now, honestly, the three people I'm pulling for the most, as like, if I could pick as these three are the ones that I would want to see win the most. Cory, Jag, and Cirie. I think those are the three that have been playing the game the best so far that are left. Jag kind of late in the game started playing the best. Cory early, and he's still been playing, right? Like, he's not out of it. And then Cirie had a very different game that she has now, but been interesting kind of all the way through. So I think those are my top three on who I would like to see win. When is the Big Brother season projected to end. I believe the last episode is November. Let me look it up. 9th? Or is it? No, it's not the 2nd. No. I think it's the 9th. Because I think the week of Halloween is a full season. And I think the finale is on November 9th. We have it posted in the Discord somewhere. But it's like, man, there's a lot of time left to go. Well, there's what? There's 28 days left. Is my math mathing? There's 72. Yeah, so 28. But yeah, I was so much time left. There's so much time. Just put this in perspective. 72 days, and the first jury member is leaving tonight. 72 days is like how long some other seasons have lasted. I think BB10 was like 70 something days. That was it. Matt wins just for being Matt. That's true. I'm not working for Derek. I didn't even know who Derek is. Jag was never evicted. He never left the house. Technically, he never left the house. You're right. He was voted out, but he wasn't technically evicted. You're right. Though he did kind of, like, he got evicted, but, like, got saved. Like, he would have been evicted if it wasn't for the twist. I think we could say that. He would have been evicted. Cory is like the cat with 9 lives, seems to be a target each round, but is never nominated or voted out, right? Like, he'll, like, catch a nomination here, but then he wiggles his way out, right? And it's like, man, Cory just has lives. You can tell it's already a long season because of them wearing robes too much, especially Cory, Cameron, and Cirie, even Jag lately. The target is doing well, and Jared blowing, right? Like she had a big target coming out of the Jared eviction, but completely got rid of it and now has found herself in a good position again. If you were counted out, you were not a real winner. if you were counted out, you were not a real winner. You know, that's a, yeah, you know, I get the point on it, right? I just think I wouldn't mind it, right? Like I agree with you. Like I could see what you're saying, but I wouldn't mind it, I guess. You know, I'd be okay with it. If he got to the end and he won, I'd be like, all right. Yeah, he got voted out, but he earned it in the end. Longer season to the writers. Yeah, that's why. Oh yeah, Ace, why is the season longer, or the more house guests than usual in addition to the bad comeback twists? Yeah, it all had to do with the writer's strike. It's why they moved the season to August. It's why they initially did it as 100 days. We kind of knew that for a while. Why they did like more people. It's why I think they had Cirie on there as like kind of like a added little bonus to get viewership up. But also the writer's strike is over. Actor's strike is not. We mentioned that a little earlier in the stream. And the longer this thing goes on, the more I think it's almost guaranteed we will be getting a winter season of Big Brother. There just won't be any shows for them to air yet because they're not making new content. And Big Brother is really kind of easy to throw together and put on TV. So it'll be interesting to see if we do. And I almost feel like it's guaranteed at this point. But we'll see. We'll see. Because even once the strike ends, it's going to take a couple of months to get things kind of back up and going. But yeah, we'll see. I lost all faith in your judgment, Ory. Freaking Cirie as the worst player in BB history. Cirie's not the worst. She's been doing all right with her threat level. Like, I actually think she's made a lot of mistakes, yes, but I don't think she's the worst. And like, she sees things really well. She just was playing the game very differently than she should have. She was playing it more like Survivor, and she admits that. Like, she's like, I was playing this game wrong. Like, it's a harder game. But I think overall, like, I think she's still got a shot. Even now, right? Like, I think if anyone can find a way to get to the end, it's Cirie. It's Cirie. Historically, anyone who survived after eviction is re-evicted. So in my opinion, Jag getting the final two is more impressive. That's another kind of point too, right? I know this will never happen, but it would be funny to see Chris Underwood's time of a win. I'll tell you what, Chris, right? Like that win, right? He didn't do anything, right? Like he made a big move at the end. Say what you will, he won, right? Like he gets to walk away. He was the winner. But also, he's been on the Challenge USA season 2 that they've been doing, and he's crushing it over there. Like he's a bad Survivor winner, but like he's a hell of a player. And like the one thing you got to give him, like he's got guts. Like he will call people out. He did it to Devins on his season. It's why he won. He was calling people out on the Challenge, and like he's doing great with it. Like he's got guts, and I gotta give it to Chris for that. As much as we can say about like him winning and how it's like kind of like a Mickey Mouse win, right? He won. At the end of the day, he won, and like he's not the best winner by far. Many would say the worst, but you gotta give him the guts factor. He's got that going for him. Cirie is only there by other people's graces. She's a pawn, only a number only. That's true, but also like she's worked her way into that position, right? Like that easily could have been Felicia, who's in that position where people are just kind of using her as a pawn. But they don't trust Felicia like they trust Cirie. They trust Cirie. They all trust her. And that's saying something. That's a good player right there. Someone who gets you to just trust in them like that, and someone who lost all of their trust. Like, do you guys remember how much the house was blowing up there when all the alliances were getting blown up? For her to be trusted at all by some of these people is miracle work. Absolute miracle work. For 44 days, Cirie occupied the center of power web in the house, and here we are 30 days later. That's the thing, right? Morrow, that's another great point. For 44 days in the beginning of this season, she dominated this game. If this game was 44 seasons long, she wins. And then we're now 30 days later, pretty much, minus like 2. But she's still there. And not only did she find herself in a bad position to now she's back in a good position, which I think you got to give her credit for. Again, she's not the best player. She's made a lot of mistakes along the way. The biggest one I think she made was going after Hisam instead of trying to flip that and change it some way where Hisam wasn't going to go after Jared. Because that's why she did it, was Hisam was going to go after Jared and Cory. She didn't want Hisam to do that. They went after Hisam. She should have spun it some other way and made it better, but she didn't. I think everyone is underestimating Matt. He has worked his way into a good spot. He is a mirror, underestimated, and trusted by most. Cinda, you're 100% right. 100% right. And honestly, Matt is the one right now who's probably the front runner to win, right? Like, I don't necessarily think he's like the person I want to win. Like if he won, I'd be fine with it, right? But I think right now he's the one who's most likely to win. If they let him just keep sliding along, if Matt's in the final 2, he beats everybody. Matt literally beats everyone in the final 2. Every single person. This is why Cirie is queen, who says I'm going to win or go home on my terms. She just either got Felicia's jury vote or gets to go relax. Both positions save her. She's still steering the game. That's true too, Rocky. Even if she got evicted, she's like, I get to go relax in jury. I get to go relax. Not a Cirie fan at all. She strings at the game totally 100%. And that's fine, right? That you're not a fan of her. I think she has a lot of good qualities in her for these kind of social manipulation games. She's just really good at that stuff. But again, I agree. She has made a lot of mistakes along the way too. That is a thing. Matt's jury game is so on point. Like, it's not even funny. Not even funny. Oh, Cory, like as in Matt versus Cory in a final two? I think Matt still would win that. I think Cirie, Blue, Jag, Bowie, all go Matt. You could make an argument that Cameron probably goes Matt over Cory, right? And that's 5. I just don't see anyone beating Matt if he makes it the final 2. I just really don't. You already know Cirie has a nice check for the beginning of the season. It's probably pretty good. It's probably pretty good, Ace. They're not as good as you might think, but it's probably pretty good. Probably pretty good. I think America, Matt, or Blue win. Oh, like for the whole season. Those are good picks. Those are good picks. Current top runners: Matt, Cory, Jag, then Cirie. Those are good picks too. Matt beats everyone currently, hands down. I kind of agree with that. Matt and Jag are the front runners. Absolutely happy. Absolutely. Those are the 2 right now. It's like you got to break them 2 up. You don't break them 2 up, it's like, what are you doing? What are you doing? But I think with that, as my coffee's probably cold here. Oh yeah, it's ice cold. Ice cold. What we're gonna do is we are. Oh, I didn't want to do that just yet. I didn't want to do that yet. Pressed the wrong button. I wanted to hit this. I wanted to hit this button. This button is our little closing song. I just want to thank you guys all for joining me here. I had a lot of fun. I've been having a lot of fun with these live streams. So for you guys coming and hanging out, even for a little bit of time during it, is awesome. No flip song yet. No flip song yet. No flip song yet. But I really can't thank you guys enough. If you are new here, hit that subscribe button. You like this video, hit that like button, hit that notification bell. You'll never miss a video. You'll never miss a stream. Check out the links to all my socials, description down below. There'll be a pinned comment after the stream as well. Let's see, I'll post a couple of them here in chat. You can do the Twitter. You can do Discord. What do we got? We'll throw Twitch in there and Kick, because I want to get back on them streaming games. Call of Duty is going to be coming out soon. I want to get into that and streaming that kind of stuff. We'll get thrown in there. So if anybody wants to do that, you can do that. And then also the Ory fund as well. Oop. We'll get the Ory Gunned, whatever that is. We'll get the Ory fund in there as well. Follow what you want, click through it, ignore what you want. Thank you guys all so much for joining me, and I will see you next time.
I've got it here in days when it would have taken you years, and I'm not ashamed of myself, but you should be, but you should be. I've got it here in days when it would have taken you years, and I'm not ashamed of myself, but you should be, but you should